Tamir, welcome to the Blend Podcast.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. Can't complain.
Nice. How would you get into food content?
How did I get into food content? Well, food has been something that I've been passionate about all my life. I just recently learned how to cook. I've always been eating. So naturally, when I started making content, it just felt right. It just felt right to branch into that space, try food on camera, let the people know what I think. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Yeah, that's the type of approach I take.
What kind of things you been cooking?
Mm, lately, I've been on like a health kick.
Okay.
Ground beef, sweet potatoes, broccoli. But like before that, honey barbecue steak tips. I like to make those. Mac and cheese, yams, chicken. Yeah, I like a good soul food plate, man.
Is there a go-to meal right now, or you're experimenting every day?
A go-to meal. Well, I just took a break, but now I'm back, and now me being back is like the healthy food items.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the
Rebrand.
salad, ground beef, lean chicken thighs, steak. Yeah, whatever I see on the internet, that's what I'm making today.
Okay. So with your content, food reviews, when did you decide, okay, this is something you want to do more consistently? It's not just, every once in a while you're just posting for the hell of it.
Mm. I would say as far as I've been most consistent with food reviews as compared to like travel content or other lifestyle content, simply because I eat more than I do any of the other things. I eat more than I go to the gym. I eat more than I travel. So, yeah. And then my partner that I do it with, Clayton, he's more so like, all right, you're slacking. We gotta, because once we posted and we gained traction after our like first 3 videos, we saw a good amount of engagement. So he's like, all right, let's just keep the ball rolling, see how far we could take this. And yeah, my passion for eating food, his passion for staying on top of me, getting the
Hey,
content
yo.
out. Yo.
Um,
But yeah, his passion for getting things done. Great teamwork.
So when you start gaining traction, right? Was there like one video that blew up, or did you see just slowly you were getting more engagement?
As far as food videos or like content in general?
Um, I would say probably for food videos if that's what you're focusing on.
Mm, I would say we saw a good amount of traction from like 1 or 2 videos, and like good traction, it's relative. So we saw like 10K, 20K, 30K, and they were like, all right, well, clearly we have something, like, but how much of something do we have? And then, so we just kept pushing out video after video, video after video. And then when you get a good one, that really shows your potential. And one of our food videos got, I think it's at like a little over 100K views right now, thousands of likes. Yeah. And that's pretty, once you see the results in front of you, it's kind of hard to like retract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this. It's been a while, but fairly recently you had a few months ago a travel video blow up, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what made you change direction from continuing in that lane to switching over to food reviews? Like if you saw a good engagement, that just wasn't something you wanted to stay
It's a
consistent
great
on?
question. It's a great question. So the video that you're referring to is I made, it was like it was like 3 signs how you know that you're in a midlife crisis in your 20s. And it was, you start running for no reason, you travel to Japan, and what was the third one? Running for no reason, Japan. I don't know. I don't remember the third one. But yeah, that video is almost at 3 million views right now. And honestly, I just really have a consistency problem. And once I figure that out, I'll be good. So it's not necessarily like I didn't want to keep posting travel content.
Goes to the mountains.
Goes to the mountains. Okay. Go. Oh, yeah. Goes to the mountains, runs for no reason, and travels to Japan. That's how you know you're in a midlife crisis in your 20s. So, yeah, that video blew up. And then I have like this thing where it's like, okay, if I see this video is doing good, I have time to like ride that wave for a little bit. But like my little bit turns to a lot of bit, and yeah, next thing you know, like I won't post for like 2 weeks. But with food videos, it's been better. It's been better. But I definitely do want to get back into the travel videos and lifestyle content. I have like I don't even know how many videos in the queue right now.
So you said consistency was an issue, and that's something your friend Clayton helps you with, holds you accountable. Would you say that it's necessary to have somebody or a team to hold you accountable as a content creator? Or do you think it's possible to just, thug it out yourself and, just...
I believe it is possible to thug it out yourself and be consistent, but with an accountability partner, it just pushes you that much further, because I feel like you can only, depending on the type of person you are, you can only push yourself so far. And sometimes I am that person that I can only, push myself so far, and then I start making excuses. And then if you have someone that also sees your potential and they're pushing you, there's only great things can happen. And content wise and in general in life.
I'm going to ask you, since you've done the food reviews, what would you say is probably the best or one of the best things you've tried?
Put me on the spot, man. You said the best things I've tried?
Yeah.
Well, we can just, okay, let's say the video that is sitting over 100K right now is a breakfast sandwich, oxtail, egg and cheese on cocoa bread. That is one of the best things that I've tried during this food content era, for sure. I also want to say I had they call it a soul egg roll, soul egg roll, one of those two things from Southern Comfort in Brockton. And that had yams, mac and cheese, collard greens, and I'm not sure if it had turkey in it. I kind of forget, but that was one of the best things I've ever tasted in my life. I think about it. I think about it every day. But
Have you been back there?
Have I been back there? Yeah, I've been back there a couple times. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Has there been anything that you've not liked and everybody else was complimenting?
Anything that I have not liked? I want to say, give me a second to think about this. Nothing off the top of my head. Yeah.
There could be nothing. There could be nothing.
Yeah. It might be nothing.
You could have just gone to banger spots.
Some spots have been like less. They haven't met my expectations. It hasn't lived up to the exact hype, but it still wasn't a bad meal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't wanna say that. Yeah.
All right. Yo, talk to me on the honesty level in these reviews.
The honesty level.
I'm sure at times you're in a group or maybe the owner's watching of this place or something. Like, how important is it that you maintain your perspective of the meal versus, trying to match it to make sure other people like what you're saying?
So really just in life in general, I just try to live an honest life, full of integrity. So going into this and people wanting to be able to trust you and your word, I feel like being 100% truthful to yourself is like the most important thing. So if you don't like something, you can be honest. Literally, what are they going to do to you? Nothing. I didn't like your rap. They can't do nothing to me. But as saying that, someone can also come there and love their rap. So it really is like subjective. My goal is really just to show the food and encourage people to try it for themselves. So like even if I do rate like someone's mac and cheese like a 5 out of 10, I still would recommend you go and try it for yourself because my experience with mac and cheese, I love it. But my experience with mac and cheese is very deep. You know what I'm saying? So that you might not have the same exact experience, so you might like it more. So I just feel like, giving people the opportunity to go and try their food because a lot of restaurants, they're not, on social media or things like that, and they don't have a bunch of eyes on them. So me bringing the eyes to them, and whether or not people like their food, I can only show it. I can only, be the middleman. I can only be the middleman. A
Okay,
truthful middleman.
as you should. Recently, 7th Street Burger opened up on Newberry Street.
They did.
I saw on your video you had a chance to try that. Talk to me about it. People are calling it a version of In-N-Out. What do you think?
So, two of my friends they saw 7th Street coming out. They sent it to me. My friends send me a lot of videos about food to try. So, I saw it. Originally, we weren't even supposed to go there. It was the opening day. Originally, we were supposed to go try another restaurant in Quincy. That video is out. You can go see it now. One of the newest cheesesteaks in Massachusetts. But yeah, we were supposed to go there, but they sold out. And then we ended up going to 7th Street Burger. And as soon as we didn't even get to the door yet, but we could see there was people, the line was already out the door. So we're like, all right, well, I guess we'll have to wait a little bit. So we waited in the line. We got inside. The menu is super simple, super simple. You see what you get. And with that being said, I feel like, they have a lot of expectations, but also a lot of opportunity to make sure that those specific items are the best that it could be. So I ordered a double cheeseburger, loaded beef fries, mild, no spicy. I'm not really a spicy type of guy. But yeah, the wait was honestly insane. I'm not gonna lie. The wait was like 45 minutes.
Sheesh.
But it was good. Was it worth it? Would I wait 45 minutes again? Probably not. But if the wait was like 15, 20 minutes, as I assume, as the hype dies down a little bit, it will get there. In-N-Out is a lot faster. In-N-Out probably does have that time range of like 10, 15 minutes. 15 minutes being like most. So time-wise, In-N-Out got it. Taste-wise, 7th Street, because the fries are seasoned and the fries are better. Fries
Okay.
can make or break a meal. So, yeah, I'd have to give it to 7th Street.
All right. For any restaurants watching, fries.
Definitely fries.
That's
Do
the
not
method.
skip
That's
out
the
on the
method.
fries.
So tell me about your process about selecting a restaurant, figuring out where you're gonna get there, when you're there, what are you looking for, in addition to the quality of the food, like, how does your video come about?
Okay. So, usually, Clayton, my partner, he is sending me 30 videos a day, and probably about 25 videos are about food, a restaurant, things of that nature. My other friends, my family, strangers comment on the videos, try this, try that, and we have a list in our notes, and we just look at the list, see which one we are feeling today, which type of cuisine, and yeah, we pick from there. We might see something the same day on the internet and just go. And then if we see like another food reviewer or another food blogger post something that looks good, we might get that. when we show up in the restaurant, we look at the menu, we ask the workers, the owner, whoever it is, oh, like, what would you guys recommend? Or we talk to other customers, oh, like, what do you like? Things like that. And then last but not least, what do I actually want to eat? You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna try everything that the other people want me to try. I want to also eat for myself. Yeah. Oh, what am I looking for when I enter these establishments? Cleanliness, hospitality. I'm smelling it. I'm trying to see if I can smell the food before I even get it. Yeah, I feel like those three things: cleanliness, hospitality, and how it smells. Also how it looks. Of course, how it looks.
So when you give a rating, are you rating the food or are you rating the establishment? as
So
a
the way I do it, I usually do them individually.
whole? Okay.
Like, so if I have a good meal, like say I have a good meal, the service was great, the ambiance was great, I'm gonna mention all three of those things in the video,
Okay.
all of them. But if the food was good, service was mid, and the vibes are just, regular, I'm not gonna mention the vibes, how, how the restaurant made me feel or nothing like that. Probably won't mention the service. I'm just gonna solely base them off the food.
Okay.
So I don't like to set the expectations high for other people because I don't know. I can't control if the service is gonna be good when you come or
Yeah.
not, anyways. But I'm definitely not gonna like vouch for the service if I didn't even receive that type of
Okay.
service.
That's fair. How has your process of making the videos changed from when you started doing the reviews to now, if it has at all? Or unless you're just like whatever you did was working, you keep that going.
That's a funny question, actually. Um, our first video we did, we sat in the car reviewing a soul food place, and the amount of footage was like over an hour. Like we just set the phone up and we reviewed, but like we kept eating and we just kept talking and adding
Yeah.
stuff. The video had to get cut down to like a minute and 30 seconds. And after that day, I was like, yeah, going forward, I'm never recording an hour worth of footage again in my life. So yeah, with that kind of PTSD in the back of my mind going forward, we were just like, okay, let's create a shot list, the food coming to the table, the menu, if they got like live music, cheese pull, that's very big. Cheese pulls, drizzling some syrup over some waffles, just really honing in on cutting out like, unnecessary pieces. So I feel like that's the biggest difference between when I first started and where I am right now.
All right. Given your current knowledge, right, and your current experiences, somebody comes to Boston, they have 24 hours. What are you recommending? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert? What is their, tell me what they should hit.
Okay. It's a little tough. I haven't done a whole bunch of Boston places. I really just been bouncing all around Massachusetts, honestly.
So let's do mass. Just in
Okay.
mass. Yeah, in
Okay.
general.
So breakfast, I would definitely say Ori Love Story in Stoughton, Massachusetts. That's where our food related our most food related video has gone viral on multiple different platforms. That's the oxtail, egg and cheese on the cocoa bread. It's also brunch too, so if you don't want breakfast, you can have brunch. Oxtail and grits, Portuguese sweetbread French toast. They have everything. They have everything. So I definitely go there for breakfast. No, I'm
Yo,
serious. They do. They do.
they must be banging. He's dreaming about it.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I'll pull up. But yeah, I would definitely recommend them for breakfast. For lunch in Massachusetts. I haven't done a review of this spot yet, but I'm just gonna give it to y'all anyways. It's
All
called
right.
Cafe Luna. It's also in Cambridge. That place is amazing. I've had breakfast, I've had lunch, from everything from pancakes to lobster rolls. I've had it there. Very, very good spot. Okay, but moving on to lunch, I would say Coast Cafe in Cambridge. Soul food. Gotta get the yams, mac and cheese, fried chicken, cornbread, greens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's lunch. That's lunch right there. And then dinner. Where are we gonna go for dinner? For dinner, you can end off in Brockton at Sunrise Steakhouse. Yes, there's more steakhouses than, the fancy ones and, all the high end ones. Sunrise Steakhouse in Brockton, New York strip, red bliss potatoes, sweet plantains, vegetables. They got it all. They got it all over there. That's definitely a nice way to end your night, for sure, for sure. Desserts, you could go. One of my favorites are Scoop and Scootery. Have you heard of it?
Scoop and Scootery.
Oh, I can tell you've heard of it. You're cheesing.
Hey, I know the feeling. I know
Yeah.
the feeling.
If y'all want to know my order is a, what is it? It's like New York cheesecake with a red velvet core, cream cheese frosted. Yep, that's the one.
Let's just wrap it up.
That's the one? We
Let's
go
go
over
do
it?
a blend
Okay.
blend food review
On
at
you.
Scoop and Scootery
On you, yeah.
on AP. On AP.
Okay, on anyone but me.
Nah, Scoop and Scootery, that's the spot. It's a big dessert,
Oh yeah.
but it's
a
most
big
definitely
dessert.
it's most definitely worth it.
It's a big dessert. It's not cheap. Yeah, it's worth it though.
So you are not only a food reviewer, right? You're a content creator. And recently, I don't know if it's ever coming out, but he has a Japan vlog in the vault. Talk to me about, your travel content. Like, where's that? Where's that at?
Where is that at? So, first of all, I love traveling. Been traveling with my friends for some years now, probably like 5 years. Yeah, so like after high school. Yeah, after high school, after COVID, we got on a plane and started traveling. Haven't looked back since. And I've always consumed, content, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, about travel vlogs, all the things like that. So, and I like to record things for memories, but I've never been one to like post it until I think it was, I don't know, I saw something on the internet and it was like, oh, if it basically was like it was a person looking through a TV at another person looking at a TV, at another person looking at a TV. And it was basically saying, like, if they could do it, you could do it. And why not you? Basically, that whole type of mentality. And I was like, why not me? Like, I've been traveling for a couple years. I know some things. I'm always recommending places to people and things like that. So I'm like, why not just share it with the world? And, if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But I also feel like I view it more as of like a documenting my life and sharing it with the world at the same time. So it's like if anything was to, I'm not doing it solely to share it with the world. Like I genuinely enjoy
For yourself,
traveling. I genuinely enjoy eating. I genuinely enjoy like going to a basketball game. I'm just recording it because I know other people like these things too, and they might be able to relate to it, and they like it, engage it, and just like that.
What's your favorite travel place that you've been to? Or where you had the
Favorite
most
travel
fun?
place
Yeah.
where I had the most fun. So in the summer, a few months ago, my friends and I, we went to Japan for my boy's birthday. And that was the longest that I've traveled for. We stayed for 2.5, almost 3 weeks. And Yeah, we had a blast. We had a blast, man. Every day was literally something new. New adventures, different parts. Tokyo, Osaka, countryside. We didn't get a chance to make it over to like the tropical part. Okinawa, is that one? Is that what it is? Yeah, we didn't get a chance to make it over there, but we enjoyed everything else.
You said how much you
Mhm.
like traveling as a
Mhm.
person. How do you feel that you have friends that also enjoy that you get to enjoy that with them? Would you ever go on a solo trip?
Mm. So I think it is. I think I'm blessed. I am blessed because there's so many people that I talk to, and they're like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You have friends that like to travel. You have friends that are able to travel." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I am. I am blessed. Because a lot of people don't have those resources. I'm grateful that I am able to travel myself, and yeah, it's a great feeling being able to do something that you already love with people that you care about. It just makes everything that much better. And as far as solo traveling, I definitely am looking forward to solo traveling. When? I'm not sure, but the places that I would like to solo travel to are I would like to go to Bali, Costa Rica. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Africa. I don't necessarily want to go to Africa solo because I know a lot of people that are, their hometowns are different parts of Africa. And, I just feel like I would have more fun with them. But I definitely would like to solo travel.
And you work, right? You don't do content creating full time as of now.
Correct, correct. I am
How
employed, unfortunately, at this time.
how is it balancing that while keeping yourself consistent on posting content?
I could lie and say, that's the reason why I'm not consistent, but I just don't, I don't know. I'm not one to make excuses. Apparently, I don't want it bad enough to dedicate the time to edit, to get out the content, to sort through content, get my ideas out of my head and come into fruition. But if I didn't have a job, would I be more inclined to be more consistent? Probably. But, you know, plenty of people are successful in their jobs and in content. So, like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. Anyone should be able to.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into travel content.
Sure, go ahead.
Not the content, but what travel means to you specifically. What kind of feeling does it give you? Like how I'm sure there's different places. Some places, is more for having fun with your friends. Some is for just appreciating the world and nature. What places would you go back to? Talk to me.
Well, there's not a place that I've been that I wouldn't go back to.
Okay.
And I've been to how many countries? I've been to Mexico a few times. I've been to Colombia. I've been to Italy. I've been to France, Japan, South Korea. Yeah, I think that's it.
Say of the places you've been, could be in the U.S., outside the U.S. Someone just graduated. They want their first trip outside of Boston.
Outside of Massachusetts or
Outside of
outside the
Mass.
country?
It's their first trip outside of
Okay.
Mass.
Okay.
Unlimited budget.
Unlimited budget.
Of the places that you've
Oh
been
wow.
to,
Unlimited
where are
budget.
you recommending that? Yeah, this is the first stop.
Oh, this is tough. Fresh out of high school, unlimited budget. At the places I've been to, I would say Asia, or I would say Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico because I feel like there's less of a barrier there, whether that's music, food, language. A lot of people in high school took Spanish. Not a lot of people in high school took Japanese or Mandarin, you know. So just, you know, I would definitely say fresh out of high school, go to Mexico, you know, have fun. The young crowd there is very heavy. Yeah. They're very heavy for sure. And then Asia, I would just say Asia because the difference between America and Asia is so vastly different that like the earlier you are in life and that you can see like or experience the culture shock, it's just gonna make 19, 20, 21, 20, the rest of your 20s like even better.
How important do you think traveling is for a person in general? Kind of talking about that culture shock, trying to that it's important for people. If you think it is, that it's important for people to understand what goes outside of the bubble that they're living in.
I feel like traveling is one of the most underrated freedoms that are given to people. Given to people. If you have the resources and you're able to travel, I feel like there's no reason why you shouldn't be traveling. For me, it has opened up my mind to possibilities that I didn't even see growing up or see in person growing up. You see it on TV, but you can't feel something until you're actually living it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, being able to see things that I could possibly attain in the future, whether that's a house on a mountain in Colombia or whether that is a hut in Switzerland or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just being able to open your mind up to different experiences, other cultures, learning how other people live their life, learning about other people's struggles makes you, I feel like it makes you a better person because if you learn about their struggles, you might not be like so inclined to complain about the struggles that you think are big. You know, for example, I might, let me think. I might get annoyed at my sister for, you know, drinking the whole carton of juice. Meanwhile, someone in a different country hasn't had a carton of juice in months. Would literally, it would make their year for a carton of juice. You know what I'm saying? And not that is the case for all of the places that you'll go or you want to go, because some people don't want to go to other countries and see other people struggling. They kind of want to like that's not their vacation vibe.
Yeah.
But me personally, I like to travel and see what's actually going on there.
Okay.
I do not feel like if I go to another country and I don't see the problems going on there, I don't feel comfortable because it feels weird. Like, oh, it feels like I'm using them in a way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going there and I'm not acknowledging that a certain community is struggling. I'm not saying I'm gonna go there and donate thousands of dollars to them, but at least me seeing it now, I can spread awareness.
I mean, you talked about it a little bit. How has traveling um affected your interaction with people in general? Like, we have a diverse group of people here. I'm sure you have a diverse group of friends.
Yeah.
How has, appreciating other people's cultures and where they're from, the issues that they might be going through, and even, the places you go, you travel to, the people that stay there, like acknowledging those kind of issues. How has like traveling changed your mindset in general on your interaction with people?
So I would say for the people back home, my interactions have changed more so in a way like if a person is complaining, like I just gave you the example, if a person is complaining, I'm gonna be like, I really don't think you should be complaining, and then I'll bring up something that I saw in a different country, and then they'll be like, oh, like why do I care about that? It has nothing to do with me. But just as easily as that is their life, it could have been your life. And who's to say that in the future, your life won't look like a lesser version of that or the same version of that? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, I give them a little grace because a lot of people haven't seen what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? I also have to keep that in mind that a lot of people haven't seen what I've seen, so they can't. So some people don't believe in themselves how they should, or some people are overly worried about small things that shouldn't even matter to them. So, just finding that middle balance and now seeing both sides, I can help other people to see, okay, maybe this isn't such a big deal. There's other problems going on in the world besides spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? What was the second part of that question?
How has changed your interaction with people that
Okay.
are in those places?
Over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, when I was in Japan, we were coming back from some lounge or some type of hangout situation, and I met a Canadian and I met a man from Switzerland. Yeah, Swedish.
Yeah.
I met a Canadian and I met a Swedish man, and we literally just sat in the middle of the street for like at least 30 minutes just talking about the differences of our countries, the concerns of our countries, the benefits of our countries, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, what we like about Japan, the country we were actually in, and why we were there. And the man from Canada, he was like 19. He was like 19, and the guy from Sweden was maybe like 22, close to the age of me. But I'm saying that to say their experiences in Japan were vastly different from mine. The Swedish man had been there for a month, and he wasn't there he didn't have necessarily like a goal. He was just there to bounce around from hostel to hostel, living, experience as much as he can. And then like we talked about earlier, the guy from Canada, he was there for his first trip outside of Canada after he graduated high school.
Sheesh.
And I'm just like, wow, you came to I'm telling you guys to go to Japan for your first trip out of high school, but like that's like being realistic.
Yeah.
That's not attainable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like the fact that
He did it.
that is insane. And they were telling me how it's different from Japan is different from their countries, and obviously Japan is a lot safer than the United States, but they're saying some of the rules and regulations are the same in their country. Like the guy from Sweden or Switzerland, I really don't know where he was from,
That's
but
just
one of those two countries, he was like, "Oh yeah, our police don't even carry guns." And I was like, "What? Your police don't carry guns?" Okay, so they just carry batons, and I'm like, "Wow, yeah." In America, that would do nothing. Yeah, that would do nothing. And then the guy from Canada, he's like, "Yeah, sometimes I ride around with a shotgun in the back," and I'm like, "Okay."
Huh?
I'm like, "Okay,
All right.
that's also not
That's where we are.
necessarily
Cool.
what we can do in the U.S." But just the cultural differences as far as the food, the guy that's not from Canada, he was there. He was cooking food. I followed him on Instagram. I'm not sure he's still there. He might still be there, but yeah, he was chefing it up. He on the whole apron, different classes. He's learning how to make traditional Japanese dishes, and that's also something I want to get into more when I travel. Learning how to make authentic dishes from whatever country or place I'm in. Whether I am, whether I write it down and I continue making those for the rest of my life, or if I just make it that one time. But, having that experience, I feel like it would be so fulfilling in terms of, fulfilling my passion for food.
Could you see yourself living in any place outside of the U.S. that
Absolutely.
you've been to?
Absolutely. I would say, I know we keep talking about Japan, but
Japan was a banger.
let's just say for like a month or two, I definitely would live in Japan. I took a day trip to South Korea, so I didn't get to fully experience, you know, all the ins and outs, but I probably would live there too. I had amazing Korean barbecue over there. I probably would live there too, solely off of that food. But yeah, I would live in, I would move to any of the countries. Yeah, it's just that simple. I would move to any of the countries.
And you have had the, I'm not going to say opportunity, but you've seen Blend grow from when it was nothing to where it is now.
Yeah.
How has that been? How do you like the process? You being a part of it?
Mm, I love this question.
I'm
So
scared.
I have had the pleasure of knowing, hearing everything. Well, not everything, but a lot of things before Blend came to be what it is today. You know, like last year, if you would have said I'd be on a podcast with you with Blend, all the events that you guys have hosted, all the people that you guys have brought together, the community that you guys have built. If you would have told me this last year, I'm like, that's a good goal. I don't know how much you guys are willing to work for it, or I don't know how much things are gonna fall into place. But now sitting here today, watching everything live, be in place and pieces still fall into the correct places, and yeah, watching all of that, it's been great. It's a pleasure that you guys, reach out to me to be a part of Blend in any way, shape, or form, behind the scenes, be the scene. Yeah, I just feel gratitude. I feel gratitude to be here, being a part of history. Yeah.
Hey, it's a pleasure to work
And
with you.
I feel like you guys have helped me. Honestly, it hasn't been like me just helping you. I feel like you guys helped me in terms of, I'm not gonna say I'm shy, but like sometimes I could be a little reserved. So like the events that you guys have and the ones that I have been a part of, it has helped me push myself to be sort of uncomfortable. And you only grow when you're uncomfortable. So yeah, I appreciate you guys, giving me the opportunity to grow.
So I was gonna ask that because you've been our interviewer in our last two events, interviewing creatives and artists that are there. To me, knowing you as a person, I've never gotten the feeling that that's something you're uncomfortable or a little shy to do, just because you've done it so well and other people have complimented your skills so much and how natural you are at talking to people. So, how have you seen, like you talked about it a little bit, but being in that community, being in a room full of creatives, how do you feel that's affected your content, your ability to make content, the connections you see, like maybe the goals you have, that sort of thing?
Well, it's helped me immensely, honestly, mostly because of the fact that I'm seeing people either where I was or where I am now or where I want to be. And it's like along the way I'm just picking up, oh, a tip from this person, a tip from that person, more deeper than like be consistent, like they're actually helping me. You know what I'm saying? And leading by example, I feel like is the best way to show somebody that like you're actually serious. And when I do these interviews with content creators or just like people that own businesses, and then I follow them on social media and I see them posting every day, I see them have an idea, act on it immediately. That just motivates me to be better. Like I said, I have a consistency problem, but when I see other people that I know that are doing better than me, it makes me want to up the ante. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just being able to meet like minded individuals that are doing better than me, doing the same as me, all with the common goal of improving themselves, improving the community. It is just uplifting, man.
What about any BTS behind the scene moments with Blend and the Blend team? Maybe on one of our events coming together or something. Anything that sticks out?
Mm, behind the scenes. So before every event, there's sort of like this rush of like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Where's home? Where's the porva? And I feel like watching that, although I'm a part of the event, I really kind of have like a back seat, especially before the event starts. So like being able to watch the rush of before the event, the rush during the event, and then like the calm exit of the event, I feel like that's kind of cool to watch.
Now, we know the week of the event
Mm-hmm.
is extremely stressful for
Mm-hmm.
us hosting the event.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really get to see, our people that are helping us and volunteering what they go through. And now you've been a part of multiple events.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you feel stressed at all? Or do you know, like, all right, I'm locked. I got to go and do this and get this done?
In the week leading up to the event, you're saying, or like
at
at the
any
event?
time, like preparing for one of our events, like has it been, how stressful does it get for you if it does?
I would say so. The first event, that was like, it was kind of like 50-50. I was nervous, but I was excited.
Okay.
Excited because like, I had given out business cards and like was recruiting people. Oh, come to the event, come to the event. And then I was excited because I knew people were gonna come because I told them to come, but I was nervous that people were gonna come because I told them to come. So
That's motion.
yeah, just
That's
like
motion.
the not knowing what's gonna happen, but knowing you're gonna make the best of it. I feel like that's really what I try to focus on. If something happens, if there's a mistake, I can always fix it later. It's not the end of the world. Just focus on what we can get right, gets done right, or what I can do right gets done right. If I do it wrong, then hopefully I don't mess up too bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, this is gonna be awkward if you say no, but do you
Okay.
like interviewing at our events? What's your favorite part about doing the interviews?
What's my favorite part of doing interviews, and do I like interviewing at the events? Yeah, I do like interviewing at the events because it gives me a chance to interact with strangers that I probably wouldn't necessarily interact with. Like I'd probably interact with like maybe 5, maximum 10. But now that I'm doing 10 minimum, but like, I'll interview a vendor and then I'll talk to whoever the vendor brought along with them. I'll interview someone's parents that came. I'll interview the staff that work at the venue that we're at. You know what I'm saying? So like just having a chance to talk to everyone that's literally in the scene gives me a chance to grab different perspectives and then just see if I can relate to something that they said, see if anything that they said could help me, see if anything that they said could help you guys.
Listen, you're a great guest to have on.
Stop
I
it,
actually
stop it.
found out a lot more about you
Did
through
you?
our conversation that I knew before. Thank you for coming on as a guest.
No problem. Anytime.
Any aspiring creators out there, anything you want to give? Word of advice.
I've been waiting for this.
All right.
Yeah, so I would say if you do not do anything else, do something for yourself. Whether that is traveling, starting content, just do something. And if you're a content creator, focus on documenting instead of trying to appease to your audience or trying to appease to others. Start inward, start with yourself. And if it resonates with people, it resonates with people. Just be yourself.
All right. I thought it was a great conversation. If you guys enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. Next week, we'll have another video out for you.